preacher man. Ain't no lot to see. All those plans I made for myself, I got nobody else to lean on.
Welcome to everyone joining us to experience stories of resilience, hope, perseverance, and joy.
Move over to a sport chair, basketball wheelchair.
Category of Best Video are...
We love you guys.
You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin. And our next guest is the founder of a digital advertising agency called Needle's Eye Media. She is the co-founder and CEO of The Gig, which is a digital media company that helps freelancers conquer the gig economy with a free daily email. Welcome back to the show, Dorothy Illson.
Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you today. And, I want to talk about one of the things I really love about what you're doing. One of the tips that you give all of the freelancers out there, because I think I've seen a lot of people do this, is come up with courses about something that they're passionate about and something they're knowledgeable about. And, you have this thing, Course Creator Secrets. So I want to actually dive right into that because I think this is a really important thing, a way for people to make money these days.
Absolutely. I think, and this definitely doesn't just apply to freelancers, really anyone who has a passion, there is an opportunity to package your knowledge into, something that someone else can purchase to learn what you know. And that can be anything from selling low-priced ebooks or simple how-to guides, everything from that up to really packaging your information into a full-blown course, which you could sell for anywhere from $200 to $2,000 or more, depending on what it is.
So how would somebody even begin the process of this, and who would who could do this? Who could start something like this?
This spans such a wide spectrum. And to help illustrate this, looking at our clients, it's everything from, we have a client named Jenna Webb who teaches artists how to become artpreneurs and, sell their art online. We have Miriam Laundrie who teaches people how to accomplish their dream of writing a children's book. We have a client who teaches how to play guitar, and then, business related topics. So, really it just depends on, what knowledge that you have that you might be taking for granted, but other people would really want to understand.
And did you see a big spike in this? I know this was around before COVID, but probably COVID started a lot of people thinking, how can I get my message out when I can't see them in person? Digital classes and courses is an amazing way to reach, first of all, a broader audience because you can target people overseas, but also they can take the class in the comfort of their own home, right?
Absolutely. And you nailed it. There really was a massive spike in people selling these types of products in COVID. And it really came from two sides, both people who had been teaching things in person and now they needed to move online. But also, there's been a huge spike in, people just wanting to start businesses in general. And the barrier to entry to sell digital products is exceptionally low compared to most other types of businesses.
And so, because there's not a huge overhead, right? What are some of the main expenses? I know I worked with a woman, and she actually was a guest on the show. Her company was Sama Dog, and they had Ayurveda for dogs, and it was a very niche market, but people were very passionate. Pet people are passionate about their dogs, and then people who are passionate about Ayurveda and wellness overall, it was this perfect match. People are very passionate about her content. And so she used Kajabi, which I know was something that was in your notes. So can you talk about, ways that people can even start this? There are platforms that can help people, right?
Yeah. So, unlike a lot of different types of businesses, for example, a physical product-based business, the biggest upfront investment with digital products is simply your time, your time to actually take what you know out of your head and, package it in a way where people can consume it. And Kajabi is a great example of, one of a number of different, all-in-one type of platforms out there where you can, host your course, put those video lessons up online, you can send emails, you can manage your sales. So it really is easier to do this today than it ever has been before in terms of, the technical expertise that's needed, and really your time is that, biggest upfront investment.
And platforms like Kajabi also cost money, right, to pay for whatever level you need. And it's a built-in platform that teaches you, hey, you need to have e-blasts and you need to do this. How in depth does Kajabi go? And there's probably others, right? I'm sure.
Yeah. So, it's one of several. I would say it's probably the most popular, all-in-one type of solution. And, that's something that's going to cost you, to the tune of hundreds of dollars a month, versus if you wanted to start, an e-commerce business, you're looking at, tens of thousands of dollars in inventory and all of these things. And so, obviously there is an investment in starting any type of business, but comparatively it is so much lower. And, there are, really just so many ways that you can start very simple, start very small, like I said, with a simple how-to guide, that you can, sell through social media or sell online, so that you can just get started, right, and build from there.
Just an ebook that you can promote on social.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's shocking to people too. One of our largest clients, he sold literally, probably $3 or $4 million of his course last year, and his team is 3 people, a customer support person himself and, one other. And so this can become a massive business, that really can be very, cost effective in terms of, team and scale of operations.
And how much would you say if someone came to you and said, okay, I have $5,000 to put towards this? Is that doable, or does it need to be much more than that? Or what's the ballpark figure that people start with?
Oh, absolutely. This is the type of business where, it's this question of, do you have more time or do you have more money? If you have more money than time, then how you might start this business, might be different in terms of, you would be investing more upfront in advertising and things like that. But if you have, lots of time and not very much money, that's really the beauty of this type of business. You can go on to Canva, for example, which is, a free online tool where you can put together an ebook or, a graphic.
I love Canva.
And then sell through social media, for really very little.
I want to have you, we're out of time, but we'll have you back to talk about the marketing portion of it, because I believe that that's another area where you could probably help people a lot. So Dorothy Illson, thegig.io. And thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate your time. And everyone at home, thank you for tuning in to America Trends. We're here every night of the week on BizTV at 10 p.m. We'll see you again tomorrow.